So year 4, how could we sort these objects into groups? So look at these objects. What have we got here? Let's say them. Hopefully you're saying them to me. Okay, so a pencil, a rubber dinosaur, looks like a watering can, a chair, a spade, a coin, a clog, a wooden clog, and a ball. How could you sort those? What about these objects? How could we group these into 2 different groups? So look at all the things we've got. Have you got an idea? Especially as the word I used on the last video. Have a think. Aha, did you get it? Solids and liquids. Okay, so that's one way we could organise them. So what do these words mean? And I want to show you a little drawing, if it's going to let me. And I want to draw circles, really. See, I'm having problems drawing. Ah, there we go. So when you see a solid, all the molecules, and that's that vocabulary word we said, are really tightly packed, and they just vibrate together. Whereas a liquid, the molecules are spaced out a little bit more. And why do you think that might be? Pause the video and have a think. If it was a gas, they would be really random. One here, one here, one here, one here. We're just focusing on solids and liquids today. So why are the molecules all tightly packed? Well, it's because here they're able to move, so the liquid can flow out. Whereas here, they don't move. They just vibrate, so everything moves a tiny bit, but it stays in one fixed position until we, of course, break it. Okay, so the molecules are tightly compact, and then when we break the bread, we'll draw a line down the middle, and we show that they get broken. But the fact that these molecules are tightly put together shows it's a solid, and when they're spaced out a little bit, so the liquid can move and travel from one bottle to another, it shows it's a liquid. We'll talk about it more here. So how can we tell if a material is solid or liquid? Because I've just been talking about that. So solids keep their shape, whereas liquids can change their shape to fit the container they are in. You can pour liquids, but you can't pour solids. You can spill liquids, but not solids. If you tilt a liquid, the liquid will stay level in the container. Try that at home. See if you've got 2 containers, look at the liquid here, tilt it and see if it stays level. Can you have you got a ruler to measure it? One way of checking to see if a material is a liquid or a solid is to see if it will pour. You can pour milk, water, or orange juice into a cup. But have you tried pouring a loaf of bread or just a mug or a chair? No, you can't do it. Okay, so we know that liquids pour, but solids don't. Now hang on, what about a bag of rice or flour or sand? I can pour flour into my bowl, can't I? Does that mean they're liquids? I'm not sure. Have a think. What do you think? Well, solids like this, such as grains of rice or sand, are made up of very small particles, which is why they are able to pour. Powders like flour are the same. This does not mean that they are liquids. Each particle is a solid and retains its shape. You cannot pour 1 grain of rice or 1 grain of sand. However, when you put lots of little particles together, they will pour like a liquid. So it's very exciting. So every tiny one of those grains is classed as a solid, but when you put them together, you can tip them out and it pours like a liquid, but it's not classed scientifically as a liquid. Now, if you go onto Teams, you'll see some sheets like this where you have to identify which ones are solids and which ones are liquids. And you have to it says color them in red and liquids green, but if you don't have those colors, you can choose any other colors, or you could do some different shading. Okay, so go onto Teams for your special sheets identifying solids and liquids. And for an extra challenge, you could go around your house and you could find some solids and find some liquids. So you might go into your bathroom, you might have a bubble bath. Would that be a liquid or a solid? You might pick up a cushion in your lounge. Is that a liquid or a solid? So go around and have a good treasure hunt of solids and liquids. Okay, enjoy your afternoon and see you next week. Bye-bye.